Czarface and MF Doom Super What? It is 10 songs, 26 minutes long. I guess that Czarface and Doom made this project a little while before his unfortunate death, and they planned it to be released in April of 2020, but it wasn't done because of COVID, and they were thinking about waiting and to delay it to here or there, and then obviously he passed some point in like October of last year, I believe. Allegedly, who knows? Maybe there's Doom truthers out there, so maybe he's chilling in Cancun, who knows?
And so that's what you kind of get. Of course, like Czarface is the group with 7L and Esoteric and Inspected Deck from Wu-Tang Clan kind of coming together, bringing Uncle Rap and keeping it alive. We reviewed Czarface meets Metal Face in 2018. Yes. I remember that weekend very, very vividly because I was at the Pentagon. And
that's right.
We just said like it was at the time like 44 minutes of like unbearable Uncle Rap.
And it's the thing that I was like, okay, Doom, stop making music as you're like you just keep on a production level because your production is
take on a production mentorship
because
role.
like with the stuff he did with Bishop Nehru and a bunch of others have been fantastic and take more of that mentorship role and stuff as well. Because I don't have a problem with the production. It's just these ideas are old. And they've been doing this for 30 years. So
30 plus. And so Super What is more of that. I will say the uncleness is pared back a little bit. It's like taken to its foundation, so it's just the raps that are there. The raps, which is the second problem, is that like it's just like outpaced by everything that's like happening in rap music now. Even like the good shit, the like whack shit. It's just like it sounds out of pace, and like it is what it is. At least they're not trying to be something they aren't. But in steadfastly being uncle rappers, it doesn't even sound like a nice modern spin or recreation on the era. It's just like you're pulling more and squeezing more from the era as you're going through it.
There's a lot of comic book skits and everything, which kind of had its time back, 15, 20 years ago or so.
And that's a 7L and Esoteric thing, like sampling a lot of the comic stuff. Like I understand why they do it, but it just really like when you do it as a whole concept, it just super dates the whole thing. And we talked about this in the MF Doom episode that like MF Doom's run of early 2000s albums, they have that sound, they fit.
And they fit in that time period for sure.
And like you can't take them out of that time period or remove them from that time period, really. They're good for that time. When you try to, you get things like this. And like I said, there's
some decent tracks in here. Mando Calrissian, hilarious fucking name for a song. Yeah. I actually enjoyed that track a bit. I thought that's, out of all of them, maybe like a little bit less of it's a little bit less of an Uncle Rappy-ish. It's still slow, and you can tell it's dated, but it's not terrible. Like, Doom's lines, everything, Doom sounds good on it and stuff, so I did enjoy that track, and there's a lot of lines in there that I found were pretty funny. But overall, as like a whole project, it's reminding me too much of that Czarface meets Middle Face album. Not as bad, but it's still something that it had its time, it had its day, and it's something I'm glad where this album is shorter compared to Czarface meets Metal Face. I'm glad it was only 26 minutes long. There's some little hints and things here and there of like the genius that they all had, but it's just not right for the time. Not right for 2021.
Yeah, it's Uncle Rap is such an apt name because it's like you're all at the cookout with your entire family, and these are the uncles in oversized shirts chatting about the good old days that you don't want to be too close to when they've had one too many beers. It's just like
I'm all out of champagne.
You at least get some like nice little like mixes here. I particularly like Jason and the Sargonauts because you had Del the Funky Homo Sapien on there.
Yes, that's another one that was good. Del the Funky Homo Sapien has had some really good stuff we haven't really talked about much on Audioface. I actually wanted to have it as a music recommendations at some point because one album he made maybe 2 years ago was actually very good, which I was surprised. But I'll get on more on that at some time later. But that track was good.
Yeah, I'm super on like Deltron 3030 still, like that project from like however long ago is going to be.
That Deltron, that one is just absurdly good.
Yeah. Of course, there's also my bias because you have 2/3 of basically who created Gorillaz. The first Gorillaz album without Gorillaz, so there's that. But yeah, overall, it's just arbitrary scale because we do arbitrary scales every week because you know what podcast this is. NHL fines. This is going to be... Okay, I'm skipping leagues, but do you remember one of your favorite moments in the MLB when there's like a fight with like a really old guy on the mound?
Oh, when Pedro Martinez slammed the dog shit out of the Yankees
Yeah.
assistant coach at the time, when he just looks up, he's like, "Step, cuz," and Whitey comes up to him and he just goes, "Yeet," and just yeets him down. Yeah, I will never fucking forget that. 2003, baby. They don't make him like that anymore.
Yeah, this is like who's it? Wilson from the Capitals, like slamming down one of the oldest refs, just like face first onto the ice. And then looking directly in the camera, feeding the folks at home, pointing, going like, "Say something, do something."
Oh no,
Jake Paul in the shit.
This is like the 2 games after the whole Wilson incident. One of the Flyers kneed him in the knee, and he had to get down the ice, and he couldn't step up. He couldn't lay on his leg anymore. And it's like, I hate the Flyers more than anything on planet Earth. But thank you for doing that. That shit was hilarious.
I love that.
And I think that guy, and I think they actually had a fine on that for like $1,000 or something, which is fair.
Listen, I hope that Wilson just has to go through like an NHL postseason tour of every team just kicking the shit out of him. And just,
I mean, if the Penguins, I mean,
fines.
Man, I wish the Penguins really had. I mean, I hope it's Boston and Washington in the first round, because I want Brad Marchand to sleuth with the dog shit out of him and just like a brawl and everybody just to get hurt. Beautiful. Love it. Love to see it.